This is a one-off ad hoc video, just because I've seen the responses to Mike Winger's video about Benny Hinn. Um, a lot of people have supported it. You see a lot of other channels, doing the same thing. I saw a comment right now on his post though, saying, Mike Winger, why are you doing this? Da, 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 and they were saying, that you don't destroy someone's ministry of 30 years over a video. Da, 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 da. Now, I have a feeling that guy didn't watch the video. I also have a feeling that he ignored the, 30 other videos at least that were done over the past decade on Benny Hinn by other pastors that have called out Benny Hinn as well. Toronto Airport Church was one of them that I actually watched the other day, and it was a video from a year or two ago. Now they redid another video and they re-uploaded it very recently, but that's the case. One of the things to be aware of is that pastor worship is idolatry. So yes, enjoy the pastors speaking, trust them because you know that you've looked up what they've said in the Bible. I do that after I listen to any video that I watch, any pastor that I listen to. The first thing that when I'm with there, I make sure I write down every verse that they have mentioned. I then go back and I look up the verses after the fact and see if they all line up, see if the commentaries that I get from different sources actually corroborate what he is saying. And then there's a bit of a trust factor there, because now if enough of that is happening, then I may do that a little bit less, but I still do it. You still have to do it. You still have to go and look. I may not necessarily go to as many commentaries as I did the first time, but I do go to the Bible, and then I do go to at least one commentary to say, hey, what's the common approach for talking about these verses in context and things like that. So that's one of the things that I think that a lot of people that are following certain pastors, they're not doing. Even someone like John MacArthur, who I've been listening to since I was a teenager, whenever he speaks, I still write down and jot down the notes. I still go and look it up in the Bible and make sure that it matches to the teaching from the Bible. If you're following blindly a pastor, that's idol worship. If you're learning from that individual and you're getting learning from him, but you're also going back and making sure that it's in the Bible and you're doing your own learning and you're doing your own stuff as well, that's a different story. You may say, there's certain pastors that I look at and I go, wow, I look up to them. I would like to be more like them because they're walking more like Christ is walking. But what I'm after is trying to emulate the things that they're doing that's emulating Christ. Not, I want to follow what they're doing because they're this celebrity and I'm going to follow them and whatever they say I'm going to follow. That's idol worship. And so be very aware of that. Be very careful of that. This is a warning to you guys to do that, because even one of the things that we're supposed to be happening towards the end times is that people aren't going to want sound doctrine. They're going to want to hear what tickles their ears. There's going to be a lot of false prophets arrive that are saying things. There's going to be a lot of false teachers that are teaching things that aren't necessarily correct. And we're seeing some of that now. When I was a teenager, we saw that too. But you're seeing that now, and you got to be aware of it, and you got to do your due diligence. Even with Mike Winger's video that you're seeing on Benny Hinn, take everything that he's saying, go look it up in the Bible, and correlate. Is God actually in 9 parts? If you go to the Bible and you can find verses that say yes, he is actually 9 parts, then great. use that as your argument against saying, well, but, you criticize this, but here's all the Bible verses that actually corroborate that. If you're doing that, that's great. That's great critique. If you're saying you're criticizing the teacher that I really, really like and saying that it's bad, that's not good. So Mike Winger, good job. Keep up the good work. I've been following your stuff. I've been watching your stuff. I've been, the top 10 questions, the 10 questions that you do. I watch that pretty much every week. I then go back and look at, the stuff that you've mentioned, and I will look that up, and I'll look it up in the Bible and make sure that, yes, is it great? And so far, it's been matching. So I do trust that as a teacher that you're doing a good job at that. That you're actually, you know what you're talking about. But, I'll never get to the point where I will not, that I won't go look up those verses. That's just the way it is with me. And I think that's the way it should be with a lot of Christians is that, you need to go back to the Bible. And I mean, I think you mentioned that in one of your top 10 things one week. You mentioned that even yourself, you say you're not perfect, you're not infallible. You need to be looking up and making sure that that what you're saying is actually jiving with what's going on. Anyway, that's a quick video that God just put in my heart to put up there. Whenever God tells me to post something, then I immediately record it, post it up there, and get it out there. So that's why you'll see I'm not necessarily consistent. Oh, I got to post everything every week. I post when God tells me to. And so this is the post that He asked me to.